It's not good. There's not a good angle. There's nothing good here, which is fine, which is great.
It's fine.
It's gonna be a good time. All right.
It is gonna be.
Do you have your? Oh, what's your logo in the back?
Oh, that's my podcast. Good set, bro.
Cute.
Yeah, check it out. I'm actually. Cheers. Gabi Montemayor, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually Dr. Pepper.
Arroncito. No. So is this, and that's why.
Oh, Aaroncito. Where'd you get that from?
I just made it up in my little head.
Little head. So how's the epidemic treating you?
Yikes.
Yeah. Why don't you show people what you were doing before I called you?
Well, before you called me, so I've been working on. Wait, let me get the picture of what this is supposed to look like. I just started learning how to cross stitch. So here's my cross stitch. And the thing is going to end up saying I can't adult today.
Okay.
We just started it, so there's not a lot happening. It's just a couple.
It looks like a coronavirus graph.
It does. Not good. Does not look. The outlook is not good. In addition to the cross stitch, I have gotten significantly better at rolling joints.
Okay.
Here, let me show you what else I'm working on. My crafts. I'm a big crafter when I'm bored because if I don't have mics, then I don't know what else the fuck to do. But I've got this little. It's like these little diamond gemstones where you put them in a little coloring book situation. I've been doing that. I got a new puzzle. I've been writing every day for like 30 minutes. This is full blown. It's a mix of unemployment and corona. So I lost my job 2 weeks ago on Friday.
Yeah, you had mentioned that. Maybe they knew the corona was coming.
So, I mean, it was like a business decision, quote unquote, but it was like, ultimately, it kind of did corona. So I lost my job kind of before most cool people lost their jobs. So, like, I'm more advanced. I'm cooler than most. We get it.
And are you still going out and about?
No. Technically, I'm one of those compromised populations. I have asthma. And so I'm a very healthy millennial. I'm 28. I'm healthy. I am healthy. I look healthy. But, like, if I get sick, I get, like, super sick. And so this is a respiratory virus. So I am scared.
Yeah, and of course. Are you taking all the precautionary measures? Like, you have your Lysol, do you have sanitizer, or did those motherfuckers take it off? I can't find any anywhere. Actually, I
don't have Purell because I've never been like a Purell owl. Like, it's just like, wash your damn hands, don't be gross. Like, I don't know. And the store hasn't had any. Like, I've been a few times, I haven't found any. But I've not been like out and about really. And every time I go somewhere, I go wash my hands. I've been good about. I have great skin. I'm not sure if you can see this in the camera.
It's a little blurry. I don't know what. Are you using like your webcam or something? Well, you are glowing. You look like you're glowing. So.
I have no zits. I have really good skin, and I've always had very good skin because I don't touch my face. So it's not a behavior I've had to unlearn. So I'm not like all up in it.
See that's another thing I wanted to ask you. I was gonna ask you, how hard is it? I've never noticed how hard it was not to touch my face until recently. I always touch my face.
So as a woman, I wear eye makeup every day, except for now that I'm all the time. But so I've never been like the kind that's like touching my eyes. So that's easy. I don't do cocaine, so that's not a nose situation. And then the rest of it, like I wear makeup, so I don't touch my face. And to have good skin, you're supposed to not touch your face, and that's something that my mom taught me when I was like 12 years old. And I mean, I'm not a bit like I don't think I'm
so
bad
childhood
at it.
trauma.
I'm always touching. I don't think I'm doing it very often. And if I am, it's usually in the bathroom where I'm like looking at what I'm doing and I'm like cleaning under my eyes or like dabbing the oil or whatever. So it's not necessarily like a habit. Like I feel like men are the worst because they don't have a reason to not touch their face. There's nothing they're gonna. I
constantly used to scratch my eyes.
Yeah, and it fucking feels good. That's a thing. It's like because I've been wearing makeup for my whole life, like on the rare days I don't, like doing this and like shoving your little wrists into your eyeballs.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
It feels good. Doing it, like what is that? That movie where he has the eye in his little paws. What's that movie?
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. I don't think they're paws, but yeah, hands.
I call all hands paws. But
what was that breath you just took?
It just feels good to like fucking jam your hands in your fucking eyes, you know? Like it does feel good. It feels so good, but I've never really had that freedom as a woman, a heteronormative fucking wearing eye makeup gal. You can't just like jam your fucking fist in your eye and like shove it around. Like you just can't. As good as it feels, you just can't. So that hasn't been a huge issue. I think the hardest thing for me has been no hugging. I'm a big hugger. I like to touch people. I'm very touchy. I kiss friends like on the cheeks. Like I'm a big old PDA.
Yeah, I get it.
I love it. And that's probably been the hardest part. And so I followed other people's lead, but like kind of a lot of people have been hugging me.
Oh.
I know.
It's not a good thing. I'm the total.
She's gonna be pissed.
Well, don't share this with her then. Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. Like I was spraying. I have a daytime job, right? So I spray people at work when they're too close to me. I'm like, can you please get away from me? And yeah, and then some girl got one of my coworkers got really not upset with me. I guess she got like frustrated already because I was like, can you fucking get away from me? Because she came in with a cough and then she sneezed and she's like, it's my allergies. I was like, go home. And I'm just super paranoid. It's stressed out. I'm stressed out. I'm really stressed out. So I got
people with allergies because like there's plenty of people like March and April are like big time for allergies. Like I get it. It probably is allergies, but like you can't be too careful. You know? Yeah,
for sure. And I asked for 4 days off of work. So from the next 4 days, I'm just gonna be chilling at home. Because it's kind of stupid. What's the situation in Austin right now?
So all gatherings over 10 people are not just canceled, but like you will be fined. So if they catch you, there's more than 10 people anywhere, they'll fine each person $1,000. Bars and restaurants are all closed. You can do takeaway or delivery. So like Favor is still a thing. You can do delivery or takeaway, but that's it. They just, honestly, tonight, they just released that you can order booze to go. So, like, restaurants are serving, like, margaritas and cocktails to go, apparently. Peak Austin move right there.
That's cool.
It's been weird because I live in South Congress, so it's fairly touristy. It's close to downtown. It's very walkable. And so I have a dog, so we go walking a few times a day. And it's been the most people
Can you still do that?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can be outside and, like, people are keeping a safe distance from each other. And, like, but, I mean, the playground, they're, like, people playing basketball. I went to the coffee shop across the street today, and they also sell, like, beer and wine. And so they're doing, like, a clearance on beer and wine and doing, like, 30% off. Like, it's like a weird new normal. Like people, like I'm seeing people more, but like from a distance. And it's just like we're all agreeing to not make contact.
social distancing. You guys
It's
are trying your best to be social
like
distant.
I live in a very upscale area. I don't live in a nice house, but I live in like the worst house on the block easily. But it's the Crap Shack. If you look us up on Nextdoor, it's the Crap Shack in Travis Heights. But I don't know. It's a weird time. Like everyone sees each other. Like we're not normally very neighborly, but people have been really nice and like hello,
Yeah.
distance.
You
I
kind
don't
of
know.
feel like it's like this thing is kind of bringing people in some form.
But like at a safe distance. You know?
Absolutely, absolutely. Just from a distance, like, hey, we're both going through this. Just giving you love from over here, kind of
I
thing.
went on a run yesterday, and it was like 3 or 4 p.m. and I smelled weed almost the whole time, which is nice. Everyone's just fucking toking up at 3 p.m. in their house. That's
Hell yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I
Let me ask you. So you miss hitting mics?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Yeah.
Because
What do you think about the comics? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, I just feel like that was my social contact for a very long. Like that was like, oh, that's my social life. Like, and I go out. Like I liked going out every night, and that's going out. Like I go out every night. That's like, and I'm used to it, and I'm good at it, and I'm good with it, and like I have so many friends in the scene that I miss seeing, and like I don't know how to like talk to them. Not.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Well, my scene's a little bit smaller than yours, but I see you all the time hitting stuff up, shows and mics and whatnot. You're super active when it comes to doing some work on stage and stuff like that. So I can just imagine. Did you get a lot? Did you get a lot of paid shows canceled?
Oh yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
And
Oh man.
the shitty thing is like, I feel like I had a lot of momentum. Like I took November and December off. It was the holidays. I was traveling. I was gone for 2 weeks traveling, and then it was the Thanksgiving, and then it was Christmas. Like I took a lot of time off, and I was nervous about taking that much time off from the scene. Like you get nervous where it's like, are they going to forget me? Am I not going to get booked?
I know what you mean.
That way, because in January, like I wasn't really that booked, and then it wasn't until I started hitting the mics up again and like being seen that I was getting busy again, and then I would have a full weekend calendar booked, and then I was getting to the point where like all of March was booked, all my weekends in March, all my weekends in April were filling up, and it was just like a domino effect where it was like, okay, the big one canceled, and then another big one canceled, and then it was like every single one, and then my own show I had to cancel, and it was just like, fuck, like
it takes a toll.
And it sucks because it was like I just lost my job, and it was just getting to the point where comedy was getting to be a bigger financial contributor to me than it used to be, and it was like not unsubstantial by any means. Like it was like actually fairly a considerable amount I was earning from comedy, which was really nice, especially considering like how much work I put in, like how hard I try, and like I do treat it like a job. Like a lot of people, like they love it. It's not that anyone does it because they don't love it. Like everyone loves it, but I took it super seriously, and to have that, I mean, essentially it's kind of gas money and fun money and whatever, but between that and then other paid, like showbiz gigs. I also host trivia once a week. That I'm not doing anymore either. That's been canceled. So between those two things, like I'm losing a substantial amount of monthly income, which is basically like the money that I use to invest in myself, me as a brand and me as a comedian, and like how am I going to submit to festivals, and how am I going to like paying for people to record my shows and paying for headshots.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to keep that money separate, and now that my salary is gone and this is gone, it's like cool.
Oh man, do you have any like little side business? Like, do you have merch that you sell maybe?
No.
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 Okay. Maybe you should start selling the little what's it, the stitching thing that you're doing.
I might. I mean, this is the first project, so maybe I'll sell it. But who knows? I did get some severance, and I have some savings. I am privileged. I'm one of the privileged few. I feel like that had a decent enough day job to be a little bit taken care of. The fact, even despite the fact that I was laid off, like, I have financially, I'll be okay for like a couple months at least. So that's good to know. My parents are really supportive and nice, and I'm luckier than most fully know that and understand that, and I'm trying to figure out like how can I help my friends, how can I help other people, like
Absolutely.
It just sucks. It sucks in a way that's like you don't know what to do. Like I don't know what to do, especially as somebody who's as personable and like outgoing, and I would love to have people over and be like, oh, come feed, and I'll come feed you guys, come have a meal at my house, like.
Yeah.
And I don't feel safe doing that with most people.
No,
like,
that's part of the problem. That's what we're trying to avoid to make everything better.
Yeah, and that's like my like love language almost. Like I love having people come over to my house, and like I would love to cook for people or like provide for you, or let's hang out, let's get stoned, like let's whatever. Like let's find community in each other, and like that's not a fucking option, and that's fucking blows.
Well, not necessarily. Of course, so people can't be there right now. But I mean, we can do stuff like this, like me and you right now. We've been in our houses or whatever, but we're talking, we're communicating, and there's still like some kind of connection there. You know what I mean? I know it's not the same of actually physically being there.
Can't feed you. That makes me sad.
No, I got food. If it makes you feel any better.
Mine's better.
Yeah. Well, next time, soon enough when this blows over, for sure. So yeah, I just do you have any message you want to tell the world?
I don't know.
You can take your time. Yeah, the world.
I don't know. Mouth kiss your dogs because you can't mouth kiss anyone else. Shorty, come here. Come here, Papa. Come here, Shorty. Come here. Hold on. Let me mouth. Shorty, come here. That's Shorty.
Hi, Shorty.
Oi. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mouth kiss your fucking dogs.
Yeah, because I think they can't get it. Or they can, but it doesn't do anything. Oh.
Mouth your fucking dog.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw it the first 17 times. Hey, there it is.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. Boil your dogs. They're not gonna, this is like, honestly, quarantine is every dog's dream. They're like, you're stuck at home with me? That's the fucking coolest. Like, he loves this. We're going on long ass walks. I bought him this stupid little, it's called a snuffle mat. And it's like doggy. You hide treats in it, and then they like use their little noses, and then they like find them, and they
really
rearrange. They like move things out of the way and like do all this shit with their little mat, and it's so funny. I don't know. Play with your dogs. Play with your kids, I guess, if you have them. Buy a puzzle.
What can people do to help others?
I've been trying to go spend money at a local business every day.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
There's a coffee shop in my neighborhood, and they are a coffee shop / cafe, like they sell beer and wine. And they're selling all their beer and wine for like 30% off. Like they're doing everything they can to try to like, I think they're just break even every day. And so I bought bottles of wine and got a coffee today. And like, that felt good. And it was like, they were excited to see me. They were really nice. I'm trying to figure, and like today, like we ordered pizza from another shop that was open, like, cause most places are open. And so they've laid off a lot of staff, and it does suck, but they've kept chefs, which honestly, I don't know if you've ever worked in a restaurant, but like, cooks and chefs are the ones that usually make the least money out of everyone. And so the fact that they've been able to keep their job is kind of it's rare. Like they probably didn't even expect it. And so I want to try to help the places that I love and the places that I go to all the time, you know? And so, yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing too. I was trying to get groceries, and as you know, I don't know, here in Laredo, it's fucking nuts. There's no more anything, especially in HEB or Walmart. So I was like, why the fuck isn't people going to the local local grocery markets? I went. There's plenty of meat, plenty of bread, plenty of fucking everything. You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm not gonna on Facebook because I don't want them to fucking load. But I'm telling people that are close to me to go.
Yeah, I have
you know what I mean?
Market stand that I used to go to a lot, and they sell beef, and like they're gonna still deliver me some meat later in the week. Like all the places you used to go to, like they still want your business, you know. So I guess that's my only.
So they deliver meat.
Yeah. Beef.
Oh wow! I used to deliver meat. Holla.
Look at my tongue. So much red wine.
What? What are you doing?
Drinking wine. Look at my tongue. It's like purple.
What kind of wine are you drinking?
Quarantine tongue. Quarantine.
Quarantine.
I have started drinking every day at 4:30. Around that amount.
That's not good. I don't think that's a good thing. Mostly because alcohol lowers your immune system, and you need a pretty strong immune system right now.
You don't go anywhere. Then if you don't go anywhere, then your immune system doesn't need to be high.
Well, I mean, this thing, you could just breathe air. It can go through. What?
I don't know if you know this, but I am single. I live with the creature I was just mouth kissing. Mm-hmm. It's just me and my dog. So we're good. We are good to go.
Yeah. You're going to make me buy a bottle of wine tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Get a box. It lasts longer.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Any recommendations?
No. I like a black box, but my grocery store was out. So I had to buy an off-brand. I'm experimenting.
Okay.
HEB is wild right now. You have to be okay with not your brand. They run out of garlic. Buy the pre-peeled HEB garlic because they were out of just regular ass garlic. What are we gonna do? Not garlic? Obviously not. No.
Yeah. No, I'm trash. I buy my wine at Walgreens. Yeah. I buy a wine called Ménage à Trois.
Oh no.
Have you tried that?
Yeah, when I was 19 years old, sure.
I mean, I don't know. It's wine. I drink beer. That's my thing.
You drink Michelob?
I do. Yeah, I get a lot. I know. I get a lot of shit for it, but I'm an adult. I can drink whatever the fuck I want. I don't understand this.
You can. It's cheap. It's low cal.
Yeah. Honestly, the reason I drink it, every other beer gets me like if I drank a lot of it, like it gets me bloated. And this is the only one that doesn't. This one I can keep drinking it, and I hope Michelob sponsors this episode.
Yeah.
You know what I was watching? I was watching this movie called
Contagion.
Yeah, of course. I was drinking. Yeah. Oh my God.
The one with Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, she dies like the first 2 seconds of the movie.
I watched that movie for the first time ever like 3 or 4 days ago. Fucking terrifying. The first 20 minutes is like the last 3 weeks of life. It was fucking creepy. Did it not scare the shit out of you?
Yeah, it was very interesting. It was eerie to me. It was like, okay, you know what makes it even more weird to me? How this movie's popping up like in all over the places as if they wanted to know, like, we knew this was gonna happen.
Everyone's fucking watching it right now. Like, everyone is doing some fucking horror porn while they're staying home.
What?
It's horror porn. It's literally like a terrifying, like, what if that is very close to the reality that we're living.
It's not what if. We're kind of living it. I mean, people aren't breaking into people's houses yet, but
People are
you
like,
know.
the Malvin dying, but yeah, they are dying. No, I know. It's fucking freaky. And it came out, what, like 2012?
2011.
Weird.
Super weird. So what do you think? What do you think? How's this gonna play out? What's your I guess analysis on this?
I don't know if I have necessarily predictions, but I have fears that are possible that might come true. One big fear is that the election will be postponed.
Okay.
It's a huge fear where it's like Teddy Roosevelt was a 4-term president because he was president in wartime, and they decided that they couldn't have an election during wartime. Like, it would be a waste of resources, a waste of time. Like, the American public needed to focus on the war. And so they just decided to give him a 3rd term. And he ended up dying 2 months into his 4th term. And so that was where they came up with the law that you can only serve 2 terms. Because Trump is only in his 1st term, like, I'm legitimately concerned that, like, the Senate, which is Republican-led, will be like, we can't have an election. The DNC will be like, we can't, like, there's just, resources are going to be so scarce. And that's terrifying. So that's a big fear, is that we won't have an election and we can't change leadership. Another big fear, pandemonium. Because it's like, what happens when money ceases to lose its value? The way it kind of is becoming, where it's like, no matter who you are, like, famous people can't skip the line to get a corona test. There is no, so it's not like Pfizer is holding this virus vaccination and you can pay $300 and get it. Like, money doesn't mean anything. And so when our capitalist society and capitalism doesn't buy you anything, what the fuck happens? Like, what happens to people? I don't know.
Invest in Bitcoin.
My dad's a physician, so I am, again, very privileged in that Dad, you get a fucking vaccine, you better hold on to it. There was a time about 15 years ago, 12 years ago, where the flu shot was limited, like super limited, and only people over like 80 years old and something else. Like, it was super rare to be able to get a flu shot. And my dad, like, jacked a couple of them and gave me a flu shot at the kitchen table. And I was like, Dad, you're going to do that again if this happens again. You're going to break some laws and get me a corona vaccine. So be cool. You can come over. We'll get you a corona vaccine.
Gotcha. So you already said your fears. What are your hopes? Do you have any? Because here's the thing. There's a lot of people out here that live in this doom and gloom, right? Everything they fucking mention about the coronavirus is doom and gloom. There's no hope, and I'm not wired like that. I always see hope. I always see some kind of hope. Like, we can fight this somehow. You know what I mean? Like, for example, for me, it's not so much about me. Like, I'm really not afraid to contract it, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm okay. I'm not the healthiest, but I just don't feel the healthiest, probably mentally or whatever. But my goal is to make sure my parents don't get out of their house, my grandparents don't get out of their house. I told them, anything you need, I got it for you. I'll take it to you. I'll fucking Lysol it before you get it or whatever. I just like being hopeful, and I feel like a lot of people don't have that. They live in, you know what's gonna happen? Society's breaking down. Like, fucking, where's the hope? You're not helping anyone. You know what I mean? I just don't. I feel like doom and gloom doesn't help anyone.
Yeah. I think my hopes I hope we get some great art out of it. I think that this kind of environment, creativity, especially in those who have been like stifled for a long time. So I hope that in 2 years we have some amazing films. I think comedians are going to come back with some interesting takes on it. I think artists, like visual artists, are going to finally have like the quarantine that they need to create something that they've never done. So I think there's going to be something beautiful in terms of the creatives and the art that we would get, I would hope.
Yeah.
And then I just hope that we as a society learn how to value the elderly a little bit more. I think that we've always cast aside grandparents or people that have stopped, quote unquote, contributing to society, like that are not actively working. And myself included, like it's easy to cast off my grandparents because, you know, their advice comes from a different time and they don't understand. And, you know, grandma's dating advice is like not all that helpful on fucking Bumble, you know, and like it's easy. She's like, oh, well, don't kiss them until they propose. It's like, well, bitch, things are different. It's been easy for thus far to be like patronizing to the elderly and not necessarily listening or valuing them. And like, it's a scary time. Like I've been calling my grandparents a little bit more and I need to get better at calling them more consistently. And like, I think we all need to, even people with elderly parents, like my stepdad is in his 60s, you know, and he's at the point where it's like, if something were to happen to him, like it would be bad. And so I just think that we as millennials, like we are very different from that generation. And we've had a lot of conflict with them, like especially just in terms of like morals and politics and all these things. But my hope is that this not necessarily brings us together, because I don't think they'll ever agree with us, and I don't think we'll ever agree with them. But I hope that it makes us value and respect each other more as people, and like understand that we all have more in common than we think we do. You know, like my parents, like we could not disagree more politically and morally, and I'm the oldest grandchild, and I'm kind of the strong-willed one, and I think that I exhibit that in a lot of my life. But I think that they are proud of me at the end of the day, and they just don't know how to handle it. And so we kind of tend to ignore a lot of tough conversations, and we like not talk about things because it's like, oh, we could never. You know what I mean? And they're just like disgusted by it. And I'm just like, I can't even fucking imagine. You know, like we both are just like, we can't even see the other's perspective. And just my hope is that we humanize other people, like the other, more, I guess.
Yeah, I get you. And speaking of old people, they're kind of a pain in the ass. Here's the thing.
They
I
are
went to Walmart the other day, right?
Why they got so old?
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Without getting a little prickly.
That's true. I'm gonna get old really fast.
Yeah, you are
so
old. Are you 96? Just kidding.
Yeah, about 96. I went to Walmart the other day, and I just said like, man, let's see what I can find, right? About some cold cuts and whatnot. And then I was like, let me go check out the egg section. The egg section. There might be some eggs, right? So I go to the egg section, and there's some organic eggs right there. There's only 1 dozen left of organic eggs, and there's an old lady walking towards me, and I'm like, okay, here's my time to shine. All right, this is my time to shine. I'm gonna do the right thing. And I got the eggs, and I was like, here, ma'am, you can have them. And this old lady went, oh no, they're too expensive. I was like, bitch, see, I don't know what else to do. You know.
Yeah.
She'd rather not have eggs. There's an old man today at the Stripes. An old man today at the Stripes just sneezed. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, an old man at the Stripes just fucking sneezed without covering his mouth. He just went, ah, ja! and I got so angry. I was like, you know what? You deserve what's coming to you. I know that's dark to say, but fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Be a dick. I don't know. Like, I let a lady she had like 5 things in her hands cut in front of me at HEB yesterday. Like, I don't know. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I'm crass. Like, I am crass, and my grandparents know that about me. But like, I have a good heart, you know. And like, I feel like at the end of the day, that's what matters. And I just wish people like do you, be fucking filthy, curse, let it go. Like, who cares? Whatever you gotta do to survive. Drink to excess. Have a bottle of wine per night. I'm not gonna judge. But like, don't be a dick. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
just don't be a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Well, Gabi Montemayor,
I've
it's
been
been
enjoying.
hella fun talking to you. What? I'm sorry. What did you say?
No, it's literally nothing. I've just been saying. You said eggs, and I've been making eggs every morning, like a stay-at-home mom, and that's nice.
Oh, fucking eggs, right?
Love him. Love him.
Well, Gabi Montemayor. Do you have any handles, or do you are you gonna put like any stuff out there while you're in quote unquote quarantine?
Yeah.
Like any material, any content?
All of my handles are Gab Monty, GABMONTY. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that is Gab Monty. I'm working on some stuff. God, I don't want to be another comedian that puts out a podcast in Corona times, but I have been working on a podcast in the background, so that may or may not come out right now. We shall see.
Yeah, well, this is not a podcast. This is a Skype cast. Yeah.
Follow me on stuff. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That's my big old thing. My Twitter's pretty fun. Instagram is just mostly me being cute, but it's, you know, these are tough times, and we can use all the validation we could use.
100%. Well, thank you for talking to me. And if you ever miss human contact, we can do this anytime you want. Just let me know.
Let's do it.
All right, Gabi Montemayor, thank you so much for being on Quarantine Comics, and we'll talk soon, girl.
Gracias.
All right. Bye, Gabi.